Hey guys, welcome to a little bit of a very quick talking tech for the evening. I am Caleb Gamertag Calebius, for those of you who play different things out there and might have seen me hanging out and around. Big news today was the Xbox One reveal. They're calling it the One, and I kind of am understanding why they're choosing that name, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Let's start off with some of the basic specs they rolled out for the day. Looks like it's going to be a pretty basic system, just in general. They didn't get too funky or freaky with the overall design of things. I'll be posting some links to some different videos and photos, and maybe even to the actual press conference down in the link below, so you can get into it a little bit and see what they're going to do, and see some of the neat features that they've got. Really, it looks like they're kind of merging into an all-in-one box, which is why I can see the Xbox One as being the deal here and being why they chose that name. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not very excited about either this or the PS4 console. It seems like we're getting away from gaming a little bit, which is to me what the console was designed to do. But in this age of consolidation of all of our electronic and media devices, it seems that everybody's kind of jumping on that bandwagon right now. Great. That leaves me and my PCs alone, and we can continue to have fun and mod out and just get the better gaming experience on that side of the fence. So that's good for me anyway. Anyway, back to the basic specs. For speed, because they're looking at making this what they call a pass-through box, in as much as your cable is basically going to go into it, and then it's going to spit out the Xbox signal back over the cable. So it's basically just an information pass-through box. They needed to beef up some things in there that are going to make it a little bit faster, a little more streamlined to use. Rolling with a 8-core CPU processor. I don't know exactly what they're using for their configuration for that yet, or what series they're using, or what the internal motherboard is going to look like. That's probably information that'll be coming out a lot more with the system when people actually get their hands on one and can break it down. Not something they typically will go into during these press releases. 8 gigs of basically RAM, that overall system memory. It's pretty nominal for most moderate gaming machines these days. And it's actually quite a big step for consoles, so they've got a lot of added speed there as well. Will boast a 500 gigabyte hard drive. That's a good thing. Lots of storage on there. You're going to be able to do like your TV DVRs and things like that. And there's actually an in-game DVR function that's coming out on this system as well. I'm not really sure yet exactly what that entails, but it looks like there's some editing software and tools that are going into it for that game side as well. So that's kind of a neat thing. This will boast a Blu-ray drive, which is a move I'm kind of surprised about, actually, being that Blu-ray is still the Sony proprietary drive, Laserdisc drive, and I thought that was going to be a strictly PlayStation kind of an event because of that. So that's good. That's kind of neat too. That will actually push me towards buying it a little bit, because I'll eventually want a Blu-ray, and I don't want a Blu-ray player and an Xbox and a PlayStation and all these peripherals. USB 3.0 is coming on the Xbox, the new Xbox One. That's great for peripherals, anything that'll end up being attached or run through the system that way. And also the possibility of flash games, like flash drive games, things that are loaded digitally that way instead of having the disc. There's opportunity there. So I do see a lot of area for expansion just in the basic things they're putting in, but it's too early to tell which way they're really going to go. They said there aren't going to be a lot of games released for this right away, and it really does look that way. They have 15 exclusives, 8 are new IPs. And we don't know when they're going to come out. It looks like there's a one racing game that the name of which escapes me right now will be coming out at the launch, and it looks fantastic. The consoles have really stepped up in the last couple of years as far as what they're able to do versus the PC. So I'll still stick with the PC on that side, but it's nice to see they're still really progressing that market. It gives us a lot of good competition. on the PC end to make things that much richer and better in experience so people continue to play with them. And then I can have all of my aftermarket mods and things of that nature. They're going to work with Skype integration. Microsoft actually picked up Skype last year, I believe, and made them part of the Microsoft family. So that's going to work in line with the Kinect camera, which is featuring I forget how many microphones they're going to run on that in array to make sure they can get all the good voice capture. It's going to be a 30 FPS color camera setup, 1080p HD. So it's a nice camera. And then there's a what is it called? Time of flight technology on these cameras too. And they're kind of neat because, like with the old Kinect, you'd have to flash your hand up, wait for a second for it to read you, and then you could move around. And this is actually capturing things way more real time. So that's going to be a neat function there as well. But the cool thing there is you're playing games, you get a Skype call in, you don't have to interrupt like you do have to on the PC right now and stuff. It's going to be seamless that way. You can work with, let's say you're watching ESPN, something of that ilk. You can pull up your browser and have it looking at stats while you're watching the games live. A lot of people are going to still stick with their mobile devices while they're watching TV, but it's kind of neat to know the options there. There's a lot coming, everything coming all in one. Steam has that overall entertainment box. It was the big box or something of that nature that they're doing. PS4 is leaning very much this way as well, though they didn't actually show us the system in action. Xbox did, Microsoft did, I should say. Not too much is changing other than these few things that they're running through. HDMI in and out, that's a good deal. The controller's getting a couple of different changes. They're actually rolling with an integrated battery setup versus having the removable compartment. I don't really know how that looks yet or what that's going to mean for battery replacement or docking charging stations. I'll have to kind of wait and see. The cool thing with these is that they're going to actually put impulse triggers, basically like force feedback or rumble triggers in here. So that's going to make some of the gameplay definitely more interesting, and I'll look forward to messing around with that. Looks like they're going to launch later this year at some point, probably towards that holiday season, going to go after those holiday sales. So maybe sometime October, November, we're going to start seeing a lot of market ad flooding for this thing, trying to get that hype up a little bit. There is potentially an exclusive that a lot of gamers are really going to enjoy out there, and that is a Halo TV show that they didn't say was going to be exclusive to the Xbox setup, but the way they made it sound at the conference is that it will be an exclusive to that Xbox setup. So that's kind of neat. I loved the God, what's the name of it? Forward Unto Dawn. Halo Forward Unto Dawn was a fantastic deal and a great accompaniment to the game. It really kind of plugged a lot of pieces in for a lot of people, myself anyway, and I really enjoyed that experience. So if they could give me a little like a webisode TV series out of that deal, I'm super stoked. But that's a basis of everything that is coming out with this. I guess one other thing to mention is that as far as Xbox Live goes, they're actually moving to kind of an all-in-the-cloud storage system, putting up a bunch of servers that way. Again, I don't know exactly how that's going to play into the interactivity. I doubt that will mean Xbox Live is moving free. That's just still going to be a service, a thing, but it depends on how they roll out some of these new programs that they're going to try and push in to make this an all-in-one system. I mean, the Xbox Live fee may become more inclusive. It may drop in price and feature more than it does currently. We'll kind of have to wait and see how the marketing actually comes out with that. But bottom line, not a whole lot of changes, at the same time a whole lot of changes. General consensus is everybody's happy, gamers are a little lackluster. We all seem to think it's cool, but not necessarily cool for the gaming functionality at this point, but that may change. So it looks like it's less of a game platform, more of a house control entertainment box. But let me know what you think. Check out the links down below. Won't be in the video, will be in the description box. Check it out. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.